Hey guys, so today we have the Sugar Leader from OP10. Now, this red and purple leader states that if you have a Don Quixote Pirates character with 6,000 DP or more at the end of your turn, you may restand one of your Don, and in your opponent's turn, if you activate an event, you can gain one Don from your Don deck as active. So this leader is a very defensive leader with a lot of ramp, which plays out some really big or wide bodies later in the game. It's quite a fun deck. Not the most directly meta deck, but it does have its good matchups. Shanks is one of the decks that this deck is really good against. As they play single bodies, you're able to just deal with the bodies as they come. And so once you're ramped up high enough, you can deal with the threats of your bigger bodies. And then go wide with your Don Quixote, Rosinante, and Doflamingo combo. And then after that, drop 10 drop Shanks before they do. And it's kind of a wrap for them, really. But let me kind of go over the list and kind of help you get a better understanding. And then we'll go into some games. So, first we have the 10 drop Shanks. So, it's a 10 drop 12k with Rush. That says basically in all turns while it's on the field, all of your opponent's characters have minus 1,000 hour. So we basically run this card because it's a boss monster. It's generic, and because of that minus effect, it allows us to make better numbers for our events to deal with your opponent's characters on board. So it makes the math easier. It's a big body. It's hard to deal with. That's why we run it. We run 2 copies of the 9 Charlotte Linlin. This card has the on play Don -1. Trash a card from your hand. You can add 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life, and put 1 6 cost or less character your opponent controls to the top or bottom of their life. So we run this card as a way to kind of get back life against those early aggressive decks like Doflamingo, and it puts a big body on the board. It heals us, and it gets rid of one of their bodies. So it does like 3 things in one. We only run it at 2 though because it's not the linchpin of the deck. We have it as an option, but we don't always need it. And sometimes it is just a brick in hand. And with the amount of events we have, we don't need more bricks than we already have. So after that, we have the 3 cost Violo blocker. This one says on blocker, on KO, Don -1. You can add a purple event from your trash to your hand. So this card is really helpful, mainly because it gives us a defensive option that isn't an event. It minuses back a Don, which you think at first isn't helpful, but because of your leader ability to add back a Don when you activate an event, it means that if you're on your 10 Don turn and you have no Don in your Don deck, and this gets KO'd, you can put 1 back to then get it back as active with your leader ability when you activate an event. So it can be it's really what to play around. It's quite good. And also the fact that it lets you recur events means that it keeps you in the game longer. Because one of the things you'll realize with this deck is you'll keep using events and you'll run out of events eventually. So this just helps you recur them. So the next card we have is the 1 cost Sugar. This Sugar is just a searcher, similar to the Bonnie searcher, that says you may pay 1 and rest this character to search top 5 for a Don Quixote Pirates card. So you use this card to search out your characters that you're missing, like your Rosinante, or to search for some of the events that you can search, like 10-layer Igloo. Outside of that, though, it's just counter. But it's good to have that consistency because you want to see certain cards at certain Don points, and this helps you just find those cards. However, though, because a lot of your events aren't Don Quixote Pirates, there are chances that you'll bottom deck a bunch of events. So you need to make sure that you're using this only when you need those certain cards. Otherwise, it's a waste. It's not like other decks where you can use it consistently only when you need it. So after that, we have 2 copies of the 5 cost Senor Pink. This card says on play, Don -1. You may add a purple event from your trash to your hand, and then you may set one of your Don as active. So this card is a really good card for this deck because it allows you to recur again events. It also restands a Don. So if you play this and with your leader ability, you have 2 Don in your opponent's turn, which is great. It's also a 5 cost 6k, so you can use it on swinger afterwards. And because of that has no more lingering effects afterwards, it's less of a threat for your opponent. That still triggers your leader ability, so it's just really helpful for that. Better in the late game than the early game, but still really handy. Okay, so next we have the 8 cost Doflamingo that says on play, Don -1, you may play a Don Quixote Pirates card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand onto the battlefield, and then on your opponent's turn, when attacking, or on your opponent's attack, I should say, you can rest 1 Don to get 1 Don from your Don deck as active. So this character is really helpful for the deck because it lets you go wide and playing 2 bodies, because at the start of the game you're not really playing too many bodies. It also lets you somewhat pseudo ramp, as when your opponent attacks, you can get back the Don you minused on the last turn to play this guy, which is helpful. And then in other turns, whenever you have to minus Don and you've already used your leader ability, it just lets you get back more Don, so you can start the next turn with more Don, preferably staying to 10 as much as possible. So that's why it's a really good card for this deck. Now, the linchpin of this deck that makes this deck honestly playable, no, not even just playable, it makes this deck completely function. Without this card, the deck is dead. And it is 4 copies of the 5 cost Rosinante that says on play, you may trash an event in your hand to draw 2 cards. And then it says at the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more Don cards, you may restand 2 of them as active. Now, this character is actually just so good. Like, I can't get over how good this card is. The fact that it draws you cards, the fact that it restands you Don, it does everything you need, and it's great. But it also means your opponent knows exactly what to get rid of when you play it. So just understand that, like, your job is to keep this thing alive, and your opponent's job is to kill this as soon as they see it. Now, like I said, this card is your way of finding cards. It's your draw power. So you need this card so you can draw into those events that aren't searchable. So this has to be a 4 of. You need to play this card. You need to find this card every game. 100%. This also lets you find your Shanks, your Big Mums, as it lets you draw into these cards. So after that, we have 4 copies of the 2K Viola. This one has an effect that isn't really needed, if I'm being honest. It's a ramp effect that lets you on play discard a card for Rampadon active. But if I'm being really honest with you, it's not really that helpful. It's in the deck as a 2K. I've never used it on play effect. I don't think you really need it. But it's there for a 2K, searchable 2K, because if the deck didn't have this, then the opponent would just swing 6s and you'd have to over counter, and that sucks. So this is just gives you some versatility for countering. Okay, so that is all the characters in the deck. We're going to move on to the events, which come in a variety. Now, there isn't really right now a standard for what events you should run and shouldn't run, and how many of each you should and shouldn't run. Even with this list right now, this is my IRL list, but it's changing depending on the meta. So honestly, keep these options that I'm using as a keep these events I'm using as like a things you can use. But if you find others that are better, be my guest. So first, we'll start off with 3 copies of Gum Gum Redhawk. This card says counter, give a character or leader plus 4,000, and then you may KO a character with 4,000 or less. So this is one of your KO. This is your KO outlet for your opponent's characters, and with some of the other events you'll see, you can manipulate your opponent's their power in their turn, which can then allow you to properly deal with their bodies. Like 8 cost Kid, for example, you can kill that in your opponent's turn before they even swing with it, which is amazing. So this is one of your removal pieces. Unfortunately, it's not searchable, but ayo. The next card is 4 copies of 10-layer Igloo. Now this card is a Don Quixote Pirates card that has the effect counter. Give up to one of your leaders / characters 3,000 power, and give one of your opponents characters / leaders minus 2,000. So this is overall 5k in stats for 2 costs, which is great. the fact that you don't have to use it on the body that's swinging is honestly really versatile. Again, helps towards the red rock because that minus 2000 is for the entire turn, not just for that battle, which means that you can set up so you can make something weaker if the plus 3k is enough to counter. So yeah, again, a really versatile card. Its only weakness in this deck is the fact that it's not purple. You use it and that is it. As you've known from the cards I listed earlier, none of those cards actually bring back red cards from the trash. They only bring back purple events. So once you use this 10-layer igloo, that's it, it's gone. So you don't really want to use it with your Rosinante to trash the draw 2 unless you don't have other options. Next, we have one copy of Divine Departure. So this card says, activate main for by resting 5 Dawn and then playing the 1 cost. You can KO a character with 8,000 power or less, and then counter, your leader gets plus 3k. So this card is a very versatile card. In your opponent's turn, it's a 1 cost 3k counter. In your turn, it can remove an 8,000 power for the cost of 6. So it has a lot of uses. I mainly use this for early game ramp. Because of your leader ability, when you activate an event in your opponent's turn, you gain a Dawn back active. In the early games, you can use these cheap events that have no minuses to ramp in your opponent's turn, which is really what you need to do at the start of the game for this deck. So the next card is 4 copies of Judgment of Hell. This card says, Dawn -1, give up to 2 of your opponent's characters / leaders 3,000 minus 3,000. So this card is honestly one of the cards that allows this deck to actually be really good. The fact that you can minus out 2 characters with minus 3,000. Minus 3,000 is a lot. Like, just for a bit of context, with your leader being 5,000, you can make an 8,000 swing go down to a 5,000 swing, which means just a 1k counter. You can make a 10k character on your 5k be a 7 on 5, which is a lot easier to counter. You can fix up so many numbers. Unfortunately, you can't put both stacks of 3,000 on the same character, which would be honestly broken. It would have to be a -2 effect for that. But just the fact that you can minus 2 characters is just great. And then also, because of your leader ability, if this is the first event that you've cast, then when you minus, your leader ability will immediately get that minus Dawn back as active. So while you don't lose Dawn, you just get it back as active. So it becomes a player 2 cost, get 1 Dawn back. It's really good. Next, we have 3 copies of Slow Beam Sword. So this is a 2 cost event that has Dawn -1. You may give your leader / character plus 2,000 and then rest one of your opponent's characters. So this card is also another one of those cards your opponent has to really think about, because this card alone makes them have to reconsider how they swing. Normally you swing smallest to biggest. When you use this card, let's say your opponent swings a 5k into you, they swing a 5k, slow beam sword, boom. You've countered it with 2,000, and you now rest their biggest thing. So now they've lost 2 swings off of 1 card. It is great. If your opponent plays around it, however, it can be annoying, but just the fact that it rests any character just means that even if they play that swing with their biggest thing first, you get to still rest something as long as there's another character on the board. So it's a very versatile event. That's why I ran 3 copies of it. You don't really want it as a 4 because it's only a 2,000 counter. You'd need other stuff with it most of the time. But in those later parts of the game, it can be super helpful. So next we have 2 copies of the event searcher for the deck that says main and counter. You can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add a Don Quixote Pirates character to your hand. So this card honestly is only in the deck because it's a 1 cost Don Quixote Pirates event card that doesn't minus you Don, so it helps you ramp in your opponent's turn. The fact that there aren't more purple Don Quixote Pirate events in this deck is solely because they just haven't given us any good ones past the couple that I'm using. This deck, if it were to get support, would honestly just need more purple events that have Don Quixote Pirate traits, and then we could consider running this at more of. But right now, as it stands, most of the time, it hits stuff, but not that often. but you're only using it for the ramp. So next, we run 2 copies of the 5-cost Godfred card that says activate main, KO an opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, and then add 1 Don as active. So we run this card solely because on your turn 5, there's a lot of times you don't actually want to play a character. You want to save that character for your 8 Don play, where you can play out your Doflamingo with the 5 cost. So this lets you keep up tempo of your opponent by KOing one of their 5 costs, but also lets you ramp a Don, which means that if you're on 5, you go to 6, which means your next turn you'll be at 8. So this is a very helpful card, but it hasn't got any counter. So honestly, if you get past that turn 5 play where you KO the 5 costs, you can use this mainly for ditching with the Rosinante effect to draw you 2 cards. So that's what I use it for. And the last card we run in the deck is 3 copies of Blast Breath. It's a 1-cost event that says Dom -1. Give a leader or character plus 4,000. So honestly, this card is just a cheap plus 4k effect that with your leader ability is neutral. So that is the list, and as you can tell, it's heavily in the events. Not much of the physical counter cards, but due to the fact that you can keep resetting Dawn, you really don't need that many counter cards in hand. Just as long as you see events, you're happy. You're swinging. And in the games you'll see just how I effectively put them into use, and you'll understand why this deck is good, and with a little bit more support, could honestly be a really, really annoying meta contender. But anyway, okay, so this first game we are against Smoker. Now, this hand is pretty decent actually. We can just pass turn, and we'll use 10 late Igloo when they swing to ramp it on. Oh, and they've got the Brook, so we have to find a way to deal with that Brook. So yeah, 10 late Igloo, we ramp. Now, hopefully we find another event. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, okay. We're gonna put the sugar here so we can find some more cards. But I'm just thinking that Brook would be really, really good to deal with the Red Rock. Let's hope that he kind of just swings with leader first, so we can care a bit about getting rid of the sugar. That'd be really nice. Okay. Yeah, that's a tad annoying. We just have to take that. Okay, that's fine. We can take out the Rebecca instead. So just so you're aware, because there's a donut under the Brook counts technically as being a 5,000 power, not 4,000 power. So that's why I couldn't kill it. But we still get the counter out. We block that swing, and we should win an 8 on turn now. So we don't have any events again, which is like super annoying that we haven't got any events. We've only seen the red ones. So I'm not gonna play Doflamingo. I know it seems surprising, but I'm going to actually just swing into the Brook, guarantee its death, get it out of there. There's no Gecko Mori play to get it back, so that's just gone. And we'll probably just play out a blocker, yeah. See, this is what happens when you don't see your purple events and you get only the red ones. You can't get them back, and right now I'm kind of sitting here like a duck, so now I'm going to try and control the board back, because I don't want to take any more damage if I don't have to. Like, next turn, I'll probably, if I don't get an event, I'll probably 9-mom, and that will probably be the best play, because this board is gone. He's just got so many creatures on board and drawn so much. Like, Smoker's not dead, guys. Smoker can do quite a lot still, even with Gekomori being gone. Like, oh, yeah. I am just taking hit after hit here. But this is why you need the counters. This is why this deck really needs counters. So, okay, cool. We can work with this. So, honestly though, thinking about it now, I should have just given 2 Don to my leader to swing 7k into that Hina. That was a bit silly of me, but it's fine. So, are we gonna... Let's see. Am I gonna play the Doflamingo? Or am I gonna go for... Yeah, I'm gonna play the Doflamingo. I don't think playing the Big Mom there would have been smart. But yeah, we're gonna trash the brass breath to get back the to draw 2 cards with the Rosinante, and we're gonna get Slow Sword Beam Sword, which is really good because this is gonna let me remove another swing that he's gonna do, but it's also gonna let me KO one of his bodies because we've got the 2 big bodies. His focus should be to kill that Rosinante if he can't kill me. So, and the fact of his board currently, if he swings anything other than Brook, okay, swing the Brook first. Darn it, that could have been really good for me. Okay, so he's gonna try and get rid of my Doflamingo. You know what? Even if he can get rid of it, I don't think it's the best call. Like the Rosinante is what I want on the board, honestly. So the fact he's putting all these resources to kill the bigger body isn't that bad for me because I have the Rosinante. Garp. That's an interesting idea, honestly. I think without Ice Age, I don't know if it's that good, but I don't know. Teach their own. He's got a lot of. Oh, he's okay. So this guy has he's kind of gone a bit too all in. Like he's now kind of allowed me to just kind of be a bit brazen. Like, yeah, there you go. Like I'm gonna just rest his Kobe, so now everything of this is rested. And yeah, I don't know if he did the smartest play there. Because now I have now free reign to clear his bodies. Like I'm going to clear out the Hina, I'm going to take out the Garp, and I'll swing into the Brook, because the Garp hasn't got counter. That's also, by the way, why I didn't swing into it. Because I'm going to play the Big Mom this time, and that's going to let me get rid of the Garp. Because when I start going for his life, he's going to get a countless card at the end. So now, he's only got 2 bodies to swing with, and they're kind of doo-doo, if I'm being honest. And he got 1 card in hand. Like, he is really sitting here. And I can kind of not completely relax, but take my time a little bit. Because next turn I can Rosinante. Like, I can take, as long as I can protect my. Okay, that's fine. I can go. I can't protect the Rosinante. That's more than fine. We'll just play the Doflamingo. And the Doflamingo will get me another Rosinante. So it's fine. What I need right now, though, 100%, is another event. Because if I play Doflamingo, get the Rosinante out, and I get an event, I'll cry. Okay, I played it safe. I'm just gonna go for the Senior Pink, and I'm gonna go for the Rosinante individually. I do this because if I don't hit an event when I draw the 2 cards, I'm just gonna like basically lose. But now I played it safe. I still have 2 swingable bodies, and so now I contemplate should I swing. I'm like, yeah, I need to lower his life. My life is low, and I'm not gonna be able to heal that much later on. So I really want to start taking away his life now, because there's nothing much on the board for the trade into. If I can kill that brand new, I will, because that is another swing at a later point, and I only wanted to have his leader swings. So that way it makes it easier for me to counter. With this sugar deck, you really want to control the board. Like right now, I'm playing from behind because of no events until I caught up. But right now, like my goal even still is to deal with the board while also dealing with him. He's getting all these cards to play. Has he got another way to kill my Rosinante again? He can make it a 1 cost right now. What has he got? Rebecca, get back the Brook. Okay. That's like super annoying. Oh my gosh. Like he's gotten rid of 2 of the Rosinantes. He's doing it right though. And that's what he wants to do here. And you can see here, like, the deck doesn't want to have to deal with a 5 or like 5 and 6k swings. We haven't got a like white snake for this deck. But the fact that the 10 layer igloo lets me minus away from my any of my opponent's characters is just really nice. So now we're just gonna kind of clear off the bodies. I want Rebecca dead. Because I want to this turn, if I can, I'm going to swing into all of his swingable bodies. So if he blocks here with the Rebecca, it's great for me. Because I'm just going to kill it, his Brook, afterwards. But he probably just let it go. He knows that if he blocks, there's still 2 swings afterwards, I will go towards it. He has no way to counter it out of hand. So, oh, it's taking this guy so long to decide what he wants to do with this. Taking him a very, very long time. Okay, I'll probably... Okay, So he ends up countering. I don't know why. Again, I just want to swing into it. It's gonna die. He blocks it. Cool. So honestly, he wasted his Rebecca here. He should have saved it. They couldn't really touch it. But we're gonna play the Doflamingo and then play up the Viola to try and get back the event that is trashed. Because right now we want to kind of loop the purple event, so we still have some available to us. And this guy, I swear he's lucky, man. Like top decking Sengoku to draw more cards, then top decking Brand to search for another card. Oh, wow. He's unlucky in the fact that his Brand New search missed. So now he's gonna just swing big with his other Brand New, and I'm gonna counter it. And with the countering it, I can plus 3k and then minus 2k on his leader, so his leader's now 3k. So when he adds a free Dawn, his leader comes to a minus 2k. So when he adds a free Dawn, the most he gets on his leader is 6k. Sorry, 7k. So I'm just gonna block this one. Get back the Explosive Beam Sword, so I have that for next turn. And I'm just gonna swing into his stuff because he has no cards in hand. Like, this guy, give him props for working with Smoker, but he really got rid of his hand way too easily. Especially when my hands was pretty decent. And now I can just like chip out his life. And he's got his last character is Garp. He can't stop me here. No matter what he does here, like he can clear my entire board. Okay, no, actually, if he does that, I'm like, I would lose. But he's not going to. He can't do that. There's no Gecko Moria. There's no Ice Age. So there's no big play that takes rid of like 2 bodies. So the most he can do is swing at life, and I can take those. Like I only need to stop 1 swing here, so I can just take all these hits. Try to develop, but yeah, he kills my sugar, not my sugar, my senior pink. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Like I'm just taking these hits. This is just free draw, and then yeah, I'm trying to swing everything, and he gives up. Yeah, understandable, honestly. Okay, so this game we have against Blue Black Usopp. So this deck is it's a deck that I'm really struggling to understand. Like I see why it's good, but when I play it, I see the cards that they run, and I'm like, how is this good? But this must have been what it's like playing against Sakazuki. Anyway, in this game here you'll see, I'm gonna go for some swings. I'm gonna try and get them to use a blocker. They did, surprisingly. And I have an abundance of events, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use my Resonante here and get the draw. If they had not blocked, I may have considered actually godthreading the blocker just because I get the ramp. He brought it back. Now on this turn here, I haven't got anything to play off the Doflamingo, so I don't really want to use it. So again, I'm probably just gonna, as crazy as it seems, godthreading the issue here just to get the ramp is nice. Like, and then I swing 6k. I can swing 6k of leader because I'm on 7 done. So yeah. But in this matchup, it's awkward because every time you kill a card from the Usopp leader, they draw a card, or on their first time anyway. And so their deck is very, like, they say very good with their hand. So it's a very awkward to go against. Now, if you see here, I ended up using 10-layer igloo to save my sugar because I was unaware that they had any rush. So I was like, there's no rush, save it. And then he cures his my Resonante, and I'm like, thank you, my friend. I can now, like, I can cycle more cards. This is great. I'm fine with this. And so I cycled. The reason why I didn't, so the reason why I did it that way is because you really want to keep your board wide. So the Doflamingo is very helpful here, and the Resonante for more draw, which is great. You really want to kill Resonante. You don't want to bounce it, especially if I haven't played a Doflamingo. That's gonna let me play. So I'm quite lucky. He hasn't really seen any of his he hasn't really seen anything. So other than that one Kyros. Now you're probably wondering again, you countered here? Like, yeah. Slow beam sword, countered the Kyros, done. That's one less thing to worry about. And he bounces by Resonante again. Which is honestly fair at that point. It's very fair. But like I've got free life, tons of cards in hand. Now I'm gonna drop down another Doflamingo and then drop down a Resonante again because why not? Although I think okay, so this time I took the okay, I took the senior pink because I had only one event in hand. So get one back. They've got 2 book swingers, and then next turn I can just hand drop the Rosinante and trash whichever one I didn't play, and then play the blocker to get one back. But or I can just play 10 shanks. Like, I've got so much options here. It's not even funny. Again, whichever, if he swings with leader, I got to take one of his Kuroses out for free. Oh, okay. It ends up just red rocking one of the trophies, which is fine. The mistake this guy makes is he swings base. My hand is so big, and he swings base 9 and lets me slow swim the other one. Like, you're giving this to me. I feel like he really didn't know what he was playing against, and so he drops the blocker. Which again, it's like, okay, that's fair. But I've got Red Hawk in hand, and so my mind is just kind of like, okay, I can kind of. I'm trying to think. Can I make a play that can Red Hawk that thingy, and it's a minus 4k from it to do it? Is that possible? I was like, it's not. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start pressuring at his life. He's just dumping cards. I don't mind him doing this. Gives you Frankie, that's fine. And then Isha comes out. That's more than fine because I'm just gonna drop down Resonante. I draw more cards, drop down a blocker, and so now I have 2 events in hand, so I can protect. I can protect the Doflamingo. That's what I really want here. And as long as it doesn't remove the Rosinante, I can just pop them all to face. But yeah, this game, this matchup is very. It's weird. They have the tools to kill your stuff. Like, if he had just KO'd my Rosinante, I can't do anything. Done. That's it. Donezo. But he kept bouncing it, so I was like, okay, I'll just keep drawing. I take the first block, so I can. Now I did this so I can not only get an event back, but also so I can minus Don. So then I can use my abilities and get them back active. When you get with this deck, you understand that constantly minusing the Don to get them back is so helpful. And then I use the red rock I had, get a Don back active, and KO his blocker. So now next turn, when the next turn comes up, I can swing freely. He gets out the Luffy and the Cavendish. Now that Luffy, ooh, I knew he was going to. I knew he was going to swing with it twice, and it was just like really annoying that he's able to just like restand it there and then. Super annoying. Oh, let's see, does he do it? Yeah. So he's gonna restand it and swing, and I've got to give up so much. It's so annoying. I've got to give up so much to stop it. But now I know, like, okay, honestly, here I can either go lethal or I can like hit his board. But I was trying to just like, I thought in my head, you know what? Let me just throw my cards as life and see what happens. And he counted everything, and I was like, cool. Well, you can't stop my count. You can't stop my swings now. I still have some. I have a blocker and I have Resonante, and so there's multiple things I can do here. And so I've gone and decided, cool. Let me take out the Luffy so he can't restand it. Drop the 10 shanks and take out his Cavendish. Kyros is a bigger swing, so take out the Kyros. That's done. Now I've got to kind of fluke it here. I've got a frame to having at least one card, one event, so one of his swings. But as long as I get an event from any of those life that I have, it's over. It's over. And he's gonna trade. He could have really gone lethal here. He could have really gone to face. I'm gonna like just let him have it. I don't mind. 10 shanks is what I really need. Because I can start clearing off his bodies if necessary. He throws for Rebecca Search. I honestly at this point I don't actually know what the Usopp is looking for. But maybe like another Kyros. Like, I think his main goal here is to just try and clear my board and hope that I can't protect my board. Since I didn't protect my like Rosinante, one of the most important cards of the deck, you have to think I must not have events. But I guess he doesn't. Or he could have pressured life. Even pressuring life here is not a bad idea. Because again, if I don't have it, I don't have it. Instead he goes and buffs up his Kyros to try and take out the Shanks. I'm just like, okay. That's actually kind of fine. And then I get the event of life, and I'm like, oh, done. It's done. I can work with this. And but then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, I don't have to. He's got 2 cards in hand. I'll just swing 9s. I'll swing 9, swing 9 again. Now, if he stops this, I lose. But I'm like, oh, okay, gosh, take out his other big guy. And I'm still actually pretty good because what I'm thinking of doing here now is when the when the Violet dies, I minus a Don, and then get back a 1-cost event. He decides to trade. Now I don't know. I really didn't need to keep this guy here. I actually could have given it up. I don't know why I chose to count for this. Like, I know the Rebecca's not the most ideal swing, but he could have put 3 Don on it and swung on it. But I don't actually know. You know what I don't know? Why didn't he just go for game here? He really could have easily just gone for game, and he decides there to go for it. I'm just like, okay, I have to counter this because if I block this, then I let him like do 2 big swings and like take me out. So I counter this because I can. And now he's got to decide: is he going to push to the board? Is he going to buff his leader and swing? And he goes for the 5k swings, like the continuous 5ks. So I take. I still have my blocker, so he can't fully commit what is done. So now he has to try and split it. He goes for 7k, and I block that. I have to. But now that I block that, it's good because now I can get back blast breath, and now he can't swing anything high enough to stop me. And that pretty much makes this GG. Also, that right there shocked me. Like I did not expect that. For him to use that on the Leo, but again, I had the perfect counter, and then yeah, he concedes. Okay, so let's go back to the deck list now, and just as you can see here, overall this deck has quite a decent amount of strengths. It's really strong at countering out. It has some big bodies that can protect, and you never know when it doesn't have plays. So it has that going for it. However, it loses really hard to remove. Like normally black decks, they just kill your Resonantes, kind of done. You really rely on that card a lot. Also, not seeing events can really screw you over. I had a game against Kid where I just did not see any events. I was just seeing characters, no draws, my life, no events, and I was like, how? So much of my deck's events, how? But yeah, ways, honestly, if they really want to make this deck better, just give us more purple events that are 1-cost and that don't minus Don. Like I don't even care if it's a 1-cost plus 2k. That's better than like any of the red ones, solely on the fact that we can get it back, so we can keep recurring it, so we can filter out and fix different cards, the different cards we're playing with. Because one of the strong things about this is that I can go and slow beam you, use a Senior Pink or the Violet blocker to get back the event, and then hit you with it again in the same turn if it's with the blocker. So it has a lot of versatility. But overall, yeah, this isn't a meta deck, but it's a really fun deck. I really enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy. Take care.